Back in the summer of 2009, ChipsAway Cambridge put together a 4-minute time-lapse video of a bumper scuff repair, a classic ChipsAway repair. Well, since then we've opened our Express Bodyshop in Cambridge City, and we thought we'd put together a video showcasing the facilities we have here and the advantages of the Express Bodyshop concept that we're operating. This Jaguar XKR has been vandalised. It's been scratched badly on the front wing, repeatedly across the door and onto the rear quarter, all the way to the tail light. Now, the customer had a quote from a main dealer body shop, which he described as well into 4 figures and which would have taken 4 days to repair. Here at ChipsAway Cambridge, we repaired it for actually less than his insurance excess amount, about 1/3 of the quote of the main dealer body shop, and we completed the repair in under 4 hours. You can see the car in the spray booth now. The scratch has been sanded out and primed, and the car has been masked up, and Grant is applying the first coats of colour. Now, we've not picked an example car to make things easy for us here. The XKR is nearly 16 feet long, and this particular example is painted with a flat red. Reds are the weakest pigments in terms of paint coverage, so this is a very long repair, and it will also require more paint and more coats of paint than almost any other. You can see the catalytic infrared drying arch robot drying the coats of paint as they're applied, and this is the state-of-the-art paint drying technology, and it's one of the reasons our repairs are so much quicker than the competition. But the other reason is that traditional body shops are among the most inefficient of modern business operations. Body Shop magazine, the industry publication, states that a car that needs 16 hours, so 2 working days worth of repair work, on average will be in a body shop for 26 days. Now, we're not aware of any other industry where you could get away with making a 2-day job take over a working month. Grant's now mixing up the clear coat and switching over to his air-fed half mask. Some competitors assume, because of the speed of our repairs, that we're either using very thin, low-gloss lacquers or super-fast hardeners or paint-curing accelerators, all of which significantly compromise the gloss of a repair. That's not the case. We're actually here using an ultra-high solids lacquer with an ultra-slow hardener. It's our investment in the catalytic IR drying technology you can see walking along the car here, which gives us the ability to cure the repairs as quickly and as effectively as we can. To forestall the question, yes, of course, we do wait the minimum clearance time before entering the spray booth without respiratory protection. Now, all it takes is for the drying robot to walk the length of the car twice, and then that's the lacquer completely cured, fully inert, and we'll demonstrate that to you in just a minute when we take the car out of the spray booth. Because the car is so long, there's not quite room to have a final lacquer pass at full temperature with the camera still in the booth, so we'll show you the last moments from outside. Grant's actually achieved out of the gun a lovely deep gloss with minimal texture, and there's very little in the way of any nibs that need denibbing out of the final finish. But just to show you quite how cured the lacquer is, we're going to cool it down to ambient temperature, and then we're going to dry sand it with a 1500 grit disc on the orbital sander immediately after cooling. Now, the panel is at about 40 degrees now, which is about twice as hot as we need it to be. So we're just going to cool it down just by blowing compressed air across the panel till it's in the low 20s, and then that's it. The repair is completely set, cooled down, and we're able to dry sand it immediately. Now, this lacquer was sprayed wet onto the car just a few minutes ago. In comparison, traditional oven baking, where they just raise the air temperature to cure the lacquer, would have taken an awful lot longer, been much more wasteful in terms of energy consumed, and would actually only leave the lacquer part cured, and it wouldn't be possible to sand it until it had been allowed to sit, most likely overnight. We're, however, going to be able to sand this lacquer immediately with a dry sanding disc. You can see here that the lacquer is sanding immediately down to a beautifully fine, dry white powder. There's no clogging, there's no swirling of the surface. The lacquer is completely cured. It's an inert plastic coating now. And Grant can just sand away at it, remove any nibs if there were any, or refine the texture if it was necessary. And you can see it's cutting back very quickly to a flat surface. A quick wipe of a microfiber to remove the dust from the surface, and you can see how flat and even the lacquer surface is. And we can go in with a hard mop on the polisher and polish the gloss back in immediately to a deep high gloss. And this is how we can achieve a repair in just a few hours when the competition would need days. It wasn't that long ago that prices for bodywork repairs were so exorbitant that the only realistic way of funding them was through an insurance claim, and then because you weren't paying the bill, that meant putting up with service that you simply wouldn't get in any other industry. But now, with the Express Bodyshop and ChipsAway Cambridge, there is another way.